I've never had greater conflicting emotions about a vehicle than I had with the vehicle that I'm about to share with you guys. So I think it was either March or April of last year. We were at Import Alliance in Atlanta. I was hanging out with XXR. I have a couple of friends that work there. So we're just hanging out, looking at the cars, pretty much the same kind of vehicles that you would normally find at those shows. I mean, for the most part, you keep getting the same kind of crowd coming back again and again. So I've seen majority of those vehicles that are at the show. However, I come to this one section and there's 5 vehicles parked one next to the other, 4-door sedans, all debadged. I have absolutely no idea what they are. The first thing that comes to my mind is new Maseratis, right? This is some kind of new Maserati I have never seen before, and it looks freaking fantastic. The rear end definitely had that Maserati look. On top of the cars being debadged, they also had wide body kits, which were just flawless on them, and they also had complimentary lip kits on them. Of course, lowered with some really like super nice wheels. I can't remember what they were exactly right now, but they were just, I mean, the cars were in phenomenal condition for being upgraded. They looked awesome. So I asked my buddies there, I was like, what car are these? And nobody has any idea. Like the taillights, they definitely had that Maserati vibe, so we just kind of stuck with Maserati. So we looked around, every single one of them was completely debadged. Started looking at the interior. First thing we noticed are these 3 Ferrari-looking air vents in the middle, followed by a screen up top. And, you know, it started piquing our attention even more. I said, man, these cars look like way too good. I can't believe I've never seen this car before in my life. On top of that, they had these perforated red seats. And normally I'm not a fan of red seats, with the exception of like the Lexus GSF. I think the F-type Lexus, they do a really good job with that specific red that they have. And this one, I think actually they did a better job. So again, piquing my interest. I also noticed the steering wheel. It had that signature kind of D-shaped look to it, kind of like my STI does right here. Nothing excessive, just a little small little D-shaped steering wheel. But the interior, I mean, it just looked flawless, kind of like the exterior. I mean, it wasn't excessive. It just had those nice little accents, pretty simple. And I honestly, like, the only thing that I kind of hoped that vehicle would have was a manual transmission, and they were all automatics. So we spent a little bit of more time just kind of observing the cars, going around them, just marveling at, you know, how good those things look. We're actually trying to find the owners, but there was nobody around. So we leave and we'll look at the rest of the show, but we gravitate back towards those cars. I mean, each one of us is looking for a sedan at that time that just kind of fit all of our criteria. And this one, it was definitely unique. It definitely had that higher end look to it, but at the same time, I don't know, you know, people bought it and they upgraded the crap out of it and brought it to Import Alliance, right? So, you know, just looking at the side of the car, it was pretty long, but it wasn't too long where it would be obnoxious, like a Bentley Continental GT Coupe, right? Where that car needs to be just a little bit less long. So yeah, so we go back, we're checking these cars out again, and all of a sudden a couple more guys walk by and they're like, what are these cars? You know, everyone's kind of marveling at them, and one of the guys says, he's like, I think that's the Kia Stinger. I said, what? There's absolutely no way. This is a freaking Kia? So I Google it, and sure enough, it is the freaking Kia Stinger. At that point, my excitement went from here, and it dropped automatically 50%. And I had that feeling like, I don't know if you guys had that feeling like when you finish a good show, it's just, you're craving for more, and something feels weird. That's the kind of feeling I had. Like, something just felt weird inside me. Like, I really wanted that car, but I couldn't stand the fact that it said Kia on it, right? And I guess that's why these guys debadged it as much as they did. I mean, you know, later on, like, they even had Kia removed from the steering wheel. I mean, there was nothing, right? You can tell from any angle what that vehicle was. But yeah, kind of messed up the entire show for me, to be honest. I really, like I said, I really like those cars, and I kind of hate myself that I do. Like I said, I mean, Kia's not known for any kind of reputation or making a car that looks that good, and here they are making the stupid Stinger, and it looks awesome. And if, in my opinion, what they should do is follow in the steps of like Hyundai with their Genesis brand and Dodge with their Ram brand, where the parent brand doesn't have a good reputation, so they just completely separated out a couple of vehicles that are actually pretty decent. Like, if you look at the Genesis, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, it rivals, you know, not completely, but it could definitely rival like an entry-level Mercedes or something along those lines. So maybe Kia should do the same thing. Maybe they should offer Stinger as a brand, make it more reliable, which, to be honest, I don't know how reliable the Kia Stinger actually is. Just from an aesthetics point of view, it looks awesome, and I think the quality of the car looked really good too. Now, I haven't seen a Kia Stinger up front, like in person, that wasn't as modified as those vehicles were. So I don't know about the quality of the paint job or anything like that on a stock Stinger, but the ones that were at Import Alliance, props to you guys. You did those things perfectly. To be honest, this year I was really hoping to go again to Import Alliance and see those vehicles, but of course, just like everything else, it's getting canceled. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any of the latest updates if Import Alliance is going to be happening this year or not, but if it is, I really do hope that those guys show up again, so I can check those cars out a little bit more.